badass by the end. And that's a power fantasy, and that's still there. But then I think the more games became capable of capturing atmosphere and mood and tone in a way that was not necessarily hyper realistic, but like enough to immerse people, um, then it became this thing where it was more about the experience of just being in this place. And I think maybe in my mind, within recent memory, like Skyrim is one of the games that does this the best, in the sense where you can just float around and like do a little bit of content, a little bit of content, and a dungeon here and a dungeon there. And there are tons and tons and tons of people who will have hundreds of hours in Skyrim and have never completed the critical path, and they just kind of like being in the world and going around. And it's frankly, it's a game that doesn't have a ton of challenge in it. Like the combat's not particularly hard, but it has a very strong sense of mood and place, and people like they just like kind of being in it. And I think for a lot of people, it's they like the
Get
gameplay
some
aspect of it,
food.
but I think it's more that the gameplay loops kind of just put your brain, I know this sounds like weird maybe, but it just puts your brain into a different state. Like I'm looking around, I see a landmark, I go towards it, I have a combat, I think about combat stuff. Now I'm looting, now I'm overburdened, I go into my inventory, I bring some stuff
Should be
out, I
pretty
craft
equal.
a thing, I enchant a thing, I'm out, now I look for a landmark, I go to that. And so they just get into this weird state of kind of flowing from location to location and engaging in this loop of gameplay that is not super challenging, but it is mentally stimulating enough that it's not like you're just looking at a screensaver or in a walking simulator, but it is kind of just putting your mind, like whatever stresses you have, you kind of just go into this space and chill out and enjoy that experience. And I think that's why a lot of people get into open world stuff, is because they can kind of direct their own experience.
So you put the bishop here, the bishop here. I think maybe his idea is to go here. Might be trying to play e4. Maybe h5, maybe e. Yeah, maybe rook b8. Queen b6. You gotta consider all these moves. I'm not really in theory at this point, so consider every legal move, every legal move, every legal move. h5, g5, e6, e5, c4, d4. d4 is interesting, but it drops c6. I think maybe rook b8, just my rook probably belongs there. Also queen b6 could be good. Rook b8 makes sense though.
Matt, your game did not start in the 1500s, but Josh, your game, Pentiment, does start in the 1500s. I know Matt and Chris got a lot of recommendations to play this game, which is like, could you just talk a little bit about Pentiment? It's like, how would you describe it? It's like a murder mystery set in like medieval Bavaria, and I'm just wondering, like, how did you come up? Like, where was the genesis for the idea behind this game?
Yeah, it's a early
E4.
modern murder mystery.
So yeah,
It's
I
a
plays
advanced
this because I
role-playing
didn't
game,
play
and yeah,
Bishop f5.
it starts in 1518 in the
But
fictional Bavarian town of Passing in Kearsau Abbey, and yeah, you're an artist who is spending the end of his Wanderjahre, his sort of journeyman years, working in a dying scriptorium in an abbey, a Benedictine abbey, and then a murder happens and you get caught up in it, and then you spend the next, not entirely, but you essentially spend the next 25 years trying to not only solve that murder, but a series of other murders and a whole load of other issues that come up. But the idea from it came from I went to college, got a degree in early modern history, and when I got into the games industry, I wanted to make D&D games, and I wanted to make a Fallout game, and the other game that I wanted to make was a historical game, and nobody else was interested
so
in
yeah,
it.
the problem with taking,
And then 20 years passed, and I convinced my boss to let me make
he's probably
it.
gonna play
And,
this.
yeah, that's how it went.
Finally solved that murder. Talk about a cold case.
Yeah.
But like, what are some of like the influence on this? Because you're talking about an early modern murder mystery set in an abbey. You know, the Name of the Rose comes to mind. But I'm just wondering, like, what was some of the research that went into this, and like what were some of the ideas that you discovered, like researching the game, or that you learned in studying early modern period in college that you wanted to communicate in the games medium?
Yeah, I mean, Name of the Rose was obviously influential just in the overall
Makes
kind of
sense,
tone
kind of,
and
until he plays e5, and
just
then it
the
makes zero
fundamental
sense.
idea behind it. But in terms of the stuff that I wanted to communicate, I've always been interested in the early modern period because it is full of so much upheaval. I mean, you can say that that's true of almost any historical period, but you know, print and the rise of print and the dissemination of ideas to ordinary people in vernacular languages, which I know you spoke about in your series, the Hundred Years' War. Like, that was obviously greatly influential, and I think that's very important to understand the impact that it had on not. It wasn't class consciousness at the time, but it became
Hello.
the foundation of that, I think. And also, I think a lot of studying microhistory really reveals that we're all kind of the same. We've always been the same kind of people for centuries and millennia. And a person living in 1518
Have to play a
lives in
bird.
different material conditions, but they're basically like us.
You mean like a
And
girl,
they're
or
quite
you mean like
varied
the
in their
opening?
intelligence and their outlook on things. They can
Yeah,
form their own
the
ideas.
opening.
And so trying to dispel some of the ideas of like monolithic cultural swaths, like
You
the
mean like a
Roman Church is
girl?
kind of like this, and all
What am I,
peasantry is kind of
British?
like this.
The
I don't
Catholics
know, right?
are like this. Protestants
Probably
But yeah, you know,
somewhat.
I wanted to kind of show, you know,
All the bad parts of
a
you are
little
British.
society that
Yeah,
represented all of these things and a lot of diversity within it, diversity of thought and opinion and outlook.
essentially.
Um, yeah, that was kind of the stuff that I wanted to get across.
I was very impressed by the
Oakley dokley.
video game, Josh. No, I'm just kidding. That's not in the, or maybe it is. I'm just
Could play
It's
Rook
like,
D8, I guess.
well, I mean, like, so this is a, you know, it deals with like a lot of history, but this is a murder mystery as well. And I'm just wondering, like, what's it like writing a murder mystery about a time before modern forensics? Because, like, you know, you watch TV, it's just all about DNA and getting the UV light to look at all the fluids and stuff like that. But like, how did you approach writing a story?
Study some Carol Khan today. A little bit of Carol Khan.
You know, it was not. I did not try to make it
You
like
already
a
did it?
Sherlock Holmes mystery.
I haven't done it
For a
yet.
few reasons. One,
Oh.
Echo already did that.
I haven't
very
done any
well
chess
with
today.
William of Baskerville and Name of the Rose. But I actually wanted to. I wanted to play with how much ambiguity there really was. Like, there weren't detectives. There was not really forensics. And a big point of the game is that you are put in a position where you're not actually equipped to make a
Yeah, I just got
well-developed
Rictier here.
decision about who the guilty parties are. And that's something that comes up when you're accusing people of these murders, is that unlike a lot of games that deal with murder mysteries, you are never told actually who the killer is. You just kind of have to put someone away and they die.
So I
and
did
then
it.
people are pissed at you. And maybe it's people that you care about.
I pulled the trigger.
You don't give a shit about their opinion.
Oh, you bought it?
But they're gone.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And you did it without
Little pay
really
pig,
much
let's go.
evidence
A little pay pig, yeah.
It's mostly your opinion. And of
Got
course,
that
that's
4090.
not necessarily the case in all circumstances.
What are the specs? Can you link it? I
The
want to see
early
it.
modern period was not one where there was hard and fast evidence. And in fact, the whole legal system was just entirely different. Like, the structure of it was just fundamentally different. So really, it wasn't about you finding a bunch of clues and piecing together the one true solution.
Yeah, let's go.
It was about you navigating through this community and learning about all these people and their different motivations.
So what do we got?
And then kind of deciding.
You got the monitor armor. You got it all.
And maybe it's not even a question of guilt, but who do you want to pay for this?
Yeah, that's so
Who do you
damn
want to die for
$5,000.
this? And that
Jesus
might be
Christ,
the
dude.
person you don't think
That's
is the
actually
guilty party.
insane.
Or if you just say, like, I have no fucking idea.
That's so
I
much
hate
money.
this dude.
A little pay pig.
Gone.
Well, I want to see what they.
And so
Okay,
it's
so it's an
kind of trying
Aces
to
tough.
put
I'm gonna
it
see what
in
that looks
circumstance,
like.
which is very unusual for
4090
a game that's
Aces
kind of
tough.
about a murder mystery.
In terms of,
I'm guessing it's huge. Yeah, it's
writing
ginormous.
the
3
plot to
fans.
this, or writing any of the games you've worked on. I'm interested in, like, if you're writing like a screenplay or a comic book or a novel, short
That is
story,
a
whatever.
thick-ass
it's like you as the
GPU.
writer are essentially god of this.
I wonder what the power draw on that thing
Like,
is.
you're in control of every detail of it, and like the stranger, the third party who's like communing with your work.
I don't know.
is
We're gonna
into the
find
universe
out.
you've created, and they have to kind of
Shit is fucking
metabolize it in their
massive.
own way.
You
But
got tons of
in
space.
creating a game that's plot and character driven.
You got a hard. You should not have got a hard drive. But you should just got nothing but SSDs.
Create a universe in which you are the god of
Oh, is that bad?
put, like, an
I mean, it's
unnamed
fine. I
third
guess I
party
just
stranger to essentially
get
in a
SSDs
position
only.
of
That
becoming
is what I would have
god of
done.
a world that you've created for them.
I mean, you got the one
What
SSD,
challenges
so
does
it's
that
fine.
present to you as a writer or creator?
I think, one of the big things is that whenever you're sort of saying that you are an agent in the story, you're actually
You got the gig of RAM.
clicking through it.
Then you got 64 gigs of RAM. Okay, it's a shitload of RAM.
You are playing in a vessel of a character that exists in this time and
Yeah.
place. So, for example,
Got the
if
Tai
you're playing
Chi. Oh, I got a Tai
Andreas,
Chi.
Andreas is Bavarian. He is
Tai
from
Chi.
Nuremberg. Well, I guess you could say he's Franconian, but he is Catholic, and there are certain things.
I don't
about him
know.
that are
Oh, that's that.
fixed,
Okay, yeah.
and then there are other things that are not.
See what that
fixed
looks
in
like.
terms of his
Kraken
attitude, how he lives
X73.
his life. And we're saying to the player, we're going to give you a spectrum of choices. Those are
Oh,
not
that's a
unbounded choices
dude,
because we can only.
Your case
offer
must be huge
so
to
much
fit all this. It's
until
like
the
everything you
great
got is
AI
so
comes.
big.
But until that day
It's
comes,
gonna weigh
we're
so
giving
much,
you a
I bet.
spectrum of choice,
Probably.
and that spectrum of choice is presented to sort of.
Wait, where's the case? Oh yeah, NZXT87.
Feels true to the authored character while also allowing you to explore the moral complexity of
Yeah,
the
that's
world that you're in.
it's actually not bad. It's a
In a
mid
lot of
tower.
cases, we ask the player to make choices about whether to speak up or shut up, or be deferential,
pretty sick.
be kind, be brutal or rude, and those things have outcomes. And so, to a certain extent, we need to create a space.
Dude, shipping is
for the player, but there's
$350.
also a range of
Jesus
expression in
Christ.
there.
I did
So
one
it's a
day.
difficult balancing act. I mean, I've
Jesus
worked in board games
Christ.
for
I have to have it on
years,
Friday.
and
It shows up on
gives us
Friday.
a chance to kind of look at
That's
how much
insane,
expression do we
dude.
want to give to the player versus the
$350
plot that we want to
for
move
shipping.
forward, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you
That's
said,
so
you mentioned
gnarly.
that, you always wanted to do sort of D&D style
Yeah.
games, and that you've been working in role-playing.
That honestly might be the play anyway, just because like the faster it gets there, the safer, it's like less of a chance for them to like break anything in shipping maybe. Like
Yeah.
you're being optimal. You're being
I
optimal.
started when I was 10, so that's
True.
a long time ago now, 30,
It's
37
actually a
years
smart
ago.
investment.
And I still play tabletop role-playing games, and I think the big thing is that, at a certain level, D&D is a war game, but
I'm all about
it's a
being
collaborative
optimal, so
storytelling thing, and not the-
Yeah,
not
that's
the
why I spent
high-
$5,000.
So there's a person running the game, and then there are the people playing in it, and they're making choices and decisions.
And I have the other
And
one.
when it's fun,
It just arrived back to the sender. They just sent me a message.
So,
We'll see what's going on with it.
And I think as a dungeon master,
Okay, yeah, so he plays F5. I guess I just go King G8 and see what happens.
I allowed them to poke at things and
I
change
mean,
things.
if you bought that one, you could just give them my address if you don't need the other one anymore.
And then as a player, I also
You
enjoy
already
that
bought that
playing
one.
the game with
Yeah,
people
I was
and
actually
spending
thinking of doing
hours
that
and
if they give me the
hanging out
option.
and not follow the
Oh
script.
shit, that'd be sick.
And even that
And
much
I'll
of
just
it
say,
is
if I
like
ever become
the
poor, you
fun
just have to
that
send that
we're
back to me.
involved in it. It's like
Okay,
is what makes it
that's
kind of a
fine.
fun thing is that we're doing our own thing and we have our own stories within the larger story that the DM is sort of constructing and the other players are making as well. So I think that's the thing.
So
When I got into D&D, like obviously there's a lot of stats and spells and shit, but I think the heart of it for me was really that
let's
immersive storytelling
see.
environment, which is why Pentiment really, it doesn't have stats, but it still has the player as a partial author of the story that moves forward.
Could play c4. I don't really understand what this move does. He's gonna play bishop e6. Yeah, I don't get it. Let's go c4. Probably goes rook e8. I have bishop f6. I have lots of defensive moves. Maybe I should have already played a defensive move. Yeah, I couldn't figure out the main reason why I pulled the trigger there is I couldn't figure out like what to spend to get the rewards points on the stupid credit card.
You just really wanted the reward. Are they that good?
I'm pretty sure it's fucking insane, but
Okay,
maybe I'm
that's sick.
dumb.
No, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, rich people, spending money, make money. That's how rich people do it.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta buy like a Giga monitor to go with that though. That fucking crazy ass system. You gotta get like this. I think is perfect. This will like utilize all the power.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm already like looking for. I want to get new headphones. So I got the boom mic and the stand. I just need the headphones, better headphones, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, I might get a new monitor. We'll see. I guess the Giga monitor would be pretty nice.
Well, you have like the 240 hertz. You could use that for like competitive games like Valorant, and then you could use the 4K for like cinematic games. Like Dark Souls and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, your PC is so strong. You can play 4K at 144 hertz. I'm pretty sure that's like how strong your PC is. It's like you could still get high refresh rates with that resolution, I think.
Yeah. Pretty nice. Okay, I could just play e5 here now. Am I crazy?
Yeah, the 4090 is actually insane. I'm gonna compare that to the 4080. I think it's like double the 4080, which is insane.
F6.
Oh no, it's not good, but it's still good.
Um. Okay. Okay. check. Bishop f6. This position's actually fucking insane. I don't really know what's going on, but I have check. I win the knight. Or does he threaten? He doesn't really have any threats. And B2's hanging. I just need to defend right now, though. Trades are good. Bishop D6. Oh, Queen F7. Is that bad? I don't think so. I think it's pretty defended. I have Rook B7. No, not Rook B7. Maybe Rook E7. Oh, Rook F6. Okay, I have here. Or can I take? No. I have Queen here threatening checkmate. No, he blocks. Okay, so let's see. Is there a better alternative move? Queen D7, Queen E7. Okay. That game was fucking crazy. Let's see. So just wanted me to take on E4. What do you play E4? Oh, and play E5 immediately. That's crazy. I guess. Yeah, winning this pawn back is too good or some shit. Knight C3, take. Check. 6. I thought the double pawns would be annoying. But I guess there's just like immediate tactics. Makes him have to give up the bishop. Yeah, Rook B8's also good. This is where I need to play it. He has queen f2. Ah, I didn't see. What the fuck? This is +2 again? Rook f3. Oh! This is mate in 6. What the hell? That kind of makes sense. Damn. I'm just the no-time old man, dude. Forever and ever. Yeah, okay, so check, bishop e3. Takes. Ah, there's the tactic. If I had time, I could probably find this tactic. But, yeah. Okay. He's basically dead there, dead in the water. He's got to do that, 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 that. Just simple from here. This is Radstein Heffem versus Anna Rudolph. So Anna just plays simple e6. And then yeah, she does this. Trades on e4 and plays e5. And she gets a nice little hole on d3. Tons of mistakes in this game. It's probably more than my game. No, just kidding. Holy shit. 110 average center pawn loss, 92 average center pawn loss. What is this? 49 and 24. Jeez. We're just out here blundering. Simple. have to remember that idea in the opening. I think the common theme is to, when they play d5, to take and play e5.